And what better place to get a taste than here in the kitchen?
We just received an update from the coroner about the woman and 2 children who were found dead yesterday.
Once you enter your license plate number in here, you can continue changing parking spots within the 2-hour time frame.
The Children's Zoo will be here in the Shady Maple Complex up until this Saturday at 5 p.m.
The church had another unusual incident just a couple of days before Halloween. They found a man on one of the lower roofs with a mask and a hood up over his head.
So I overcame one of my fears here today by holding Rosie the tarantula.
And then how was that for you and your family when you were going through that experience?
For someone, say, who's watching this that doesn't know much about the Governor's Awards for the Arts or what it is in general, how would you describe it to them? So if you come and check out the Strasburg Railroad, make sure that you also go and visit the mechanical shop, where you can see trains of all sizes being restored. For Lancaster Online, I'm Irene Snyder. Hi, I'm Irene Snyder. I'm here at the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church, where the ladies are busy preparing for the 59th annual Greek Bazaar. Now, I used to serve in the bazaar back when I was 7 or 8 years old, so I dusted off my old apron. Let's see what they're making in the kitchen.
We call it Kitchen Fellowship because this is what we do. We're doing our baking and our cooking and our kneading and rolling.
Every year, generations of women bake for months on end to prepare for the Greek Bazaar.
It allows for everyone of all ages to come and help. We have the little ones who do lokomades all the way up to women in their 80s who are helping bake all of our baked goods.
It's a huge process, but we have it almost down to a science.
The ladies wrote up a schedule, making a different pastry each day, and then freezing it for the bazaar.
So we bake and freeze and bake and freeze. And then in October is our really heavy-duty baking with the baklava, the koulourakia, the karidopita, as well as kourabiedes.
Today they made the Greek cake, ravani.
I came in early. We started beating the butter.
It's made with semolina and regular flour. There's about 18 pounds of butter in each batch of ravani.
Just for the one pastry, you order like 500 pounds of sugar.
I got to help smooth out the batter and then cut some of the pieces. There's 55 pans of ravani and 48 pieces in each pan. If you do the math, that's over 2,500 pieces.
We use the hot syrup and we pour that on top, so it's a really beautiful moist cake.
And for Andrea Phillips, helping at the bazaar is part of a legacy.
I've been part of the bazaar for as long as I can possibly remember. I've always been part of pastry because my mother was part of pastry.
Her mom, Nina Valavanis, was co-chair of pastries at the bazaar for over 25 years before passing away in 2011.
My mother loved her church so much. She was very, very dedicated to the whole process. She had what she called Nina's crew.
When Nina passed away, Andrea made hats with Nina's crew written on the front and Memory Eternal on the back.
So I made 50 hats in her memory and distributed it to the crew. And what touches me is it's 5 bazaars later and there's people, these women are bringing their hats on Bazaar weekend and wearing them.
You can try this ravani as well as tons of other Greek food at the bazaar this Saturday and Sunday at the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church. For Lancaster Online, I'm Irene Snyder.
We left everything and we just ran for our life.
18 years waiting for freedom. 18 years looking for a new chance in life.
We had no hopes, no dream, no nothing. Our dream was to be alive the next day.
When Milan Neopani was just 1 year old, he and his family were forced to leave their homeland of Bhutan. They fled to India and were then sent to Nepal. It was there that Milan grew up, in a refugee camp.
30 to 50 people were dying every day from diarrhea, dysentery, vomiting, malaria.
Like all other refugees, Milan and his family had to pass through a 5-stage vetting process before they could enter the United States.
You have Homeland Security, you have FBI, you have CIA, you have retina scans and blood tests, and so all kinds of background checks to make sure that there's no relation between you and any terrorist.
In 2010, they finally made it to the U.S. Milan now works at Bethany Christian Services in Lancaster, where he helps other refugees who are trying to start a new life here.
I don't charge them anything. I just volunteer.
The organization just started its Lancaster refugee program last May, but with President Donald Trump's executive order, there will have to be some changes.
If this 120-day halt takes place, many people don't realize that's a 4-month halt in our program.
Bethany Christian Services had originally planned on resettling about 180 refugees this year from around the world. But with the executive order, that number will be more than cut in half.
Yes, I understand the need for us to keep our borders strong and to not let illegal immigrants come into this country, especially those who are bent on violence and harming people. But refugees aren't the people that are doing those things.
After those 18 years in a refugee camp and 5 years in the U.S., Milan just got his U.S. citizenship, and he says he will definitely be voting in the next election. In Lancaster, Irene Snyder, WeTown.org. Hi, I'm Irene Snyder. I'm here at Vision Corps in downtown Lancaster, where people with vision problems are trying out glasses like these, which some say will change their lives.
Can you continue reading that sentence and then the one below?
Dozens of people gathered at Vision Corps, all sharing the same dream of seeing again.
I was really scared to know that if they weren't going to work, like what was going to happen.
Kristen Hales had a hard time seeing for most of her life, but it wasn't until her senior year of high school that she was diagnosed with retina pigmentosa.
It's like seeing through a tunnel.
But the glasses changed all that, and for the first time in years, Kristen saw her mom's face clearly.
And you're zoomed all the way out, so now you're looking at your mom.
To see her be able to read and be able to see me, feeling it's indescribable. I mean, it was overwhelming.
I got teary-eyed hearing Kristen talk because it's a very emotional thing. I mean, we all think of what we do on a daily basis, and could you imagine if you couldn't see?
People tried out 2 different types of glasses, called eSight and New Eyes.
To help somebody see close up and for distance as well.
The glasses don't work for everyone.
But it was worth a try to come down here to see if they would help. But they were not right for me.
But for Kristen.
And I was able to read the whole paper on the chart.
The eSight glasses, which did help Kristen, cost about $10,000. Kristen's mother says she'll do whatever it takes to get the funding for her daughter.
Get busy and notifying everybody.
And moving forward, Kristen wants to become a writer, to share her story with others, and inspire them to never give up.
It was really hard. I wanted to quit, but I stuck through it.
If you'd like more information or would like to try out one of the glasses for yourself, you can go to visioncorps.net. For Lancaster Online, I'm Irene Snyder.